Harris. Vice president will get all of Biden's campaign money, and on the Democrats' best issue, abortion, she's a walking reminder to women that Republicans are coming for the abortion pill. She won't just protect Plan B. She is Plan B. And as a former prosecutor, Kamala was putting criminals in jail back before liberals decided that was a bad thing. Now that CVS is locking the shaving cream behind plexiglass, Democrats are coming around to her again. Harris would be the first woman president, first black woman president, and first Asian president. But I don't vote for who will be the first. I vote for who will win. And for whatever reason, Harris has never been popular. You can count the number of delegates she won in the 2020 primaries on one hand, as long as that hand has no fingers. In 3 years as vice president, she's been quieter than an electric car. And like an electric car, your MAGA uncle can't explain why she fills him with homicidal rage. She just does. Sometimes life isn't fair. It's not fair that she's not popular. She's intelligent and accomplished, and in fact was put in charge of the border. And look at how... Okay, bad example.
That's exactly right. And the reality is the people we elect to run the government in the United States anymore, Laura, they're not the ones who actually run the government. Kamala Harris's low IQ is the same as Joe Biden's cognitive difficulties. That's actually not a bug. It is a feature for the people who control them. That's what we ultimately need to dismantle in American politics. And I think Donald Trump winning this November is the last best chance we have in the foreseeable future to actually dismantle that managerial class in the deep state. That's what we're up against. And the figurehead they put up matters a lot less.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about this pretty hilarious ad that is going super viral because Elon Musk decided to repost this video made by Mr. Reagan of Kamala Harris. Now, this, in my opinion, is probably the most honest ad that I've ever seen about Kamala Harris. And again, this was something that was made by Mr. Reagan, I believe. So I think he deserves credit for this, okay? But Elon reposting it and it getting 72 million views is pretty crazy. And it also makes you appreciate the fact that Elon Musk now owns Twitter, okay, which is now X. Because if Elon Musk did not own this platform, I think that we will be in a lot of trouble in regards to pushing back against the propaganda from the left. But anyways, this video is going mega viral because it is hilarious. It is gold, which is why, before we get into it, I have to remind you guys, the sponsor of this video is Noble Gold. Are you worried about the future of the U.S. economy? With so much uncertainty in the air, it is natural to fret about the security of your retirement savings. However, there's one asset that stands the test of time, and that is gold. For centuries, gold has been a hedge against market volatility and economic instability. With a gold IRA from Noble Gold Investments, you can harness the power of precious metals in order to secure your financial future. By rolling over your existing IRA or 401k into a self-directed gold IRA, you can enjoy the potential for long-term growth and stability. Diversify your portfolio with a tangible asset that has real value. Setting up a gold IRA with Noble Gold Investments has never been easier with its streamlined process and expert guidance. This election year, do not let the volatility and uncertainty keep you up at night. Vote for the timeless safety of gold and silver in 2024. And Noble Gold Investments will give you up to 10 1-ounce silver Trump coins or a 10-ounce silver American flag bar if you open a qualified account. Go to noblegoldinvestments.com now. That is noblegoldinvestments.com. And just remember, there's a risk with every investment and there's no guarantee of any kind.
I, Kamala Harris, am your Democrat candidate for president because Joe Biden finally exposed his senility at the debate. Thanks, Joe. I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both a woman and a person of color. So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist. I may not know the first thing about running the country, but remember, that's a good thing if you're a deep state puppet. I had 4 years under the tutelage of the ultimate deep state puppet, a wonderful mentor, Joe Biden. Joe taught me rule number 1, carefully hide your total incompetence. I take insignificant things and I discuss them as if they're significant. And I believe that exploring the significance of the insignificant is in itself significant.
Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time, and there is such great significance to the passage of time.
Another trick is trying to sound black. I pretend to celebrate Kwanzaa, and in my speeches, I always do my best Barack Obama impression.
So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
And okay, look, maybe my work addressing the root causes of the border crisis were catastrophic, but my knowledge of international politics is truly shocking.
The United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. It is an alliance that is strong and enduring.
And just remember, when voting this November, it is important to see what can be unburdened by what has been. And by what has been, I mean Joe Biden. Do you think the country went to over the past 4 years? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Wow. That was amazing, right? That was amazing. Now, obviously, that is AI, right? It's a parody, okay? But for whatever reason, I believe that this parody is probably the most accurate Kamala Harris ad that I have ever seen. I've never seen an ad for Kamala Harris that was more accurate than what we just saw, right? There was nothing in that ad that I could dispute as not being factual or an exaggeration or not true, right? So again, Elon Musk reposting this and it getting 72 million views is hilarious, okay? You already have some of the Democrat Party propagandists that are upset about this. Like one of the Krasenstein twins, he says, can you do one for Trump now? I'm sure it will be pretty easy, right? You wouldn't even have to post a manipulated video. You could actually use his own words and then not have to be concerned about people getting mad at you for posting a fake video. Again, this guy is so triggered right now because they really don't like the fact that Elon Musk has kind of leveled the playing field, so to speak, on social media in regards to propaganda, right? The left on platforms like Facebook and all these other platforms, Instagram, again, they have free reign, okay, to say or do whatever, okay, and their posts are elevated by the algorithm, okay? Now, people who are conservative, we get strikes for hate speech and all types of crazy stuff. We simply have a much harder time competing, right? Because the platforms are skewed in favor of the left, okay? And now that Elon Musk owns X, that doesn't happen as much anymore. And again, these people can't stand it, right? They can't stand the fact that X is a platform that has some neutrality to it, okay? Because Brian Krasenstein in the past has posted polls of how people feel about Trump versus Kamala, and people basically voted for Trump, and he got so pissed off about it, right? So now he's boo-hoo-whining and crying about how X pushes people on the left away, and that's why it's so skewed, right? That's why it's so biased on X, okay? Again, this person was not complaining about the bias of this platform when it was Twitter. This person says, hey, Brian, why don't you do another poll? He says, the reason the polls here are so skewed is because of things like this, which push people on the left away from the platform. My posts are merely constructive in order to get people from both sides of the aisle on this platform in a public square-like atmosphere. Well, I mean, that's exactly how the platform is designed, right? That's how X is designed. X is not a right-leaning platform. X is a neutral platform. And again, these people think neutrality is right-wing, right? This is what they think. So again, like I told you guys, this guy is extremely triggered. He has to continue to make posts about this, right? Boo, whine, and cry. He says, don't you think that maybe it's a little irresponsible to be sharing a manipulated video like this in the middle of an election? I get that you have your own political leanings, and I completely respect that. But as the owner of this platform, isn't it a bit of a mockery posting something like this without saying that it's completely manipulated? Yeah, so again, this guy is upset, right? They're upset because, when the left was manipulating Twitter, okay, when they owned the platform, again, he didn't have a problem with it. He didn't really care, okay, when they were blocking stories, like, for example, the Hunter Biden laptop story, that definitely affected the outcome of the election, okay? They didn't have a problem with it when the platform was being manipulated by left-wing activists. Now, all of a sudden, they're mad or upset when they get a taste of their own medicine, which I don't think that Elon Musk is manipulating anything. I just think that he finds the video to be hilarious, just like I do, because it's a very truthful ad, right? It's the most truthful and honest ad that you'll ever find for Kamala Harris. Yannette Nicole Brown, who's a Kamala stan, she says, your AI mockery of a great woman mentions, quote, speaking about the insignificant, and yet you and the rest of the mediocre white men who believe in the myth of white supremacy worship at the urinal of a beast who talks about sharks, electrocution, and Hannibal Lecter ad nauseum. Yeah, so again, clearly triggered, right? This woman is upset, clearly triggered, okay, because she's calling the white men who follow Elon Musk mediocre and say that they believe in the myth of white supremacy, okay, which is funny because I don't think they're the ones that are out here believing in white supremacy. You believe in white supremacy, Yannette Nicole Brown. But again, this is what she's saying. This is a racialized attack that they get triggered by when the GOP does it to them, even though the GOP's attack is not a racial attack. Calling Kamala Harris DEI, okay, is not racial. But again, see, this is what these people do. This is a double standard. They can levy racial attacks all they want against whites, okay? It's totally fine. It's totally okay. But as soon as you say something back to them that they can interpret as racial, they want to boohoo, whine, and cry. They want to melt down, right? That's what happens every single time. This guy, Luke Zaleski, says, I don't know who needs to hear this, but Trump was actually already president once, and it was an unmitigated disaster that crashed the country in a crater of pandemic, insurrection, death, debt, and division that is ongoing in as much as Trump exists as a threat to take power again. This person, Andrew, the author of America Rises on Substack, this person says, if you're a bigoted, moronic dipshit, maybe. The rest of us are amazed by the original without the lying subtitles. Kamala Harris has been elected to each position she's held by the American people. She has quite literally never, ever been a DEI hire. You variantly racist trash bag. Yeah, so clearly this guy doesn't listen to the current president of the United States, Joe Biden, right? The empty suit in chief, when he said that he picked Kamala Harris because of DEI.
Together we make history, not erase it. To me, the values of diversity, equality, inclusion are literally, and that's not kidding, the core strengths of America. That's why I'm proud to have the most diverse administration in history. It taps into the full talents of our country and starts at the top with the vice president. Together we...
So, I mean, that's what this guy said. Joe Biden says that. For whatever reason, pointing out what Joe Biden said about his own VP is racist, okay? This is how these people operate. Elon Musk also just posted this as well, too, which, you know, if you're a woman and you care about women's rights or if you care about children, you should definitely pay attention.
On day one, I will sign a new executive order to cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory, transgender insanity, and other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content onto the lives of our children. Thank you. It's true. Save our kids is right. Save our kids is right. And you're right. Thank you. And I will not give one penny to any school that has a vaccine mandate or a mask mandate. Not a penny. And I will keep men out of women's sports, if that's okay.
Yeah, so again, Elon Musk just reposted that saying, save our kids. So he's coming out openly and supporting Trump after endorsing Trump, after, you know, saying that, hey, you know, I'm going to stay out of it. But he essentially is just basically pro-Trump now. And hey, at the end of the day, people can say what they want. They can be mad. They can be upset. But a vast majority of these platforms and the people that lead these platforms are left-wing, and they manipulate their platforms in favor of the left. So I don't want to hear any boohoo, whining, crying from the left about, oh, Elon Musk posted a video of Kamala Harris, this AI, this is deep fake. So what, right? Who cares? The platform is neutral. People are upset because X is actually a neutral platform. And going into the election, it is extremely important that X is neutral, because we all know what happened when X was owned by Jack Dorsey and the leftists. We all understand that they tried to manipulate the outcome of the election. And with all of the propaganda now on the mainstream liberal media trying to erase history in favor of Kamala, X has become even more important of a platform in order to fight back. I mean, I did a video yesterday about Elon Musk going after CBS for pushing a bogus fact check of Trump talking about Kamala Harris supporting the Freedom Fund. And it's stuff like that I think is important because, again, the media is trying to reprogram and brainwash people into believing that all of the radical things that Kamala Harris believes or supported or participated in is not true, right? It's not reality when it is, okay? So you got to have another platform, again, like X, where you can push back against the Democrat Party propaganda. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.